The King's Conundrum, navigating the tension between faith, power, and interpretation. This exploration delves into the historical and theological complexities surrounding biblical translations, revealing how the interplay of faith and political ambition shapes our understanding. By Sergio de Soto. In a world increasingly shaped by the interplay of ideas, it becomes ever more essential to examine the undercurrents that influence our perspectives, those threads of human nature that weave together logic and faith, history and ideology. Recently, this realization struck me with profound clarity during a visit to the historic landmark, the Indian School in central Phoenix, where I stood transfixed by artifacts that laid bare a dark chapter of American history. The stark juxtaposition of memorabilia elicits a contemplative inquiry into the forces that shape our understanding and interpretations of the world around us. One particular artifact, a headline from the Arizona Republic, haunted me. Either we kill them all or domesticate them. It boldly captured the grim reality faced by Native Americans, presenting an unvarnished reflection of a society grappling with its identity. The image of young girls labeled as products of domestic sciences depicted children stripped of their dignity, molded into figures of servitude under the guise of education. This historical lens forces us to confront a difficult truth. When we fail to scrutinize our narratives, we inadvertently perpetuate cycles of oppression. As we reflect on this troubling past, we may begin to recognize a concerning parallel with contemporary discussions centering around the translation and interpretation of Scripture. The intricate web of emotions, biases, and motivations that dictate the choice of one biblical translation over another reveals much about human nature and our quest for understanding. The history of biblical translation is fraught with political intrigue and societal implications. King James, in his endeavor to commission a translation, navigated a landscape rife with theological tension. His motivations, rooted in the desire to unify a fragmented populace under a singular doctrine, can be likened to the governing ideologies that sought to dominate and control Native Americans. Just as military and political officials sought either eradication or domestication, so too did religious leaders throughout history grapple with the maneuvers necessary to maintain control over biblical narratives. In the face of such realities, we must engage with these complexities through a lens of sound logic. The words of William Tyndale, who fervently championed the accessibility of Scripture, resonate today. "If God spare my life ere many years, I will cause a boy who drives a plough to know more of the Scriptures than you do." Here, we find an imperative to question, why is it that certain translations gain prominence while others fade into obscurity? What biases shape our understanding of the divine? Reflecting on these questions elicits humility, urging us to approach interpretations of Scripture with an inherent acknowledgement of our human limitations. As individuals shaped by diverse backgrounds, experiences, and perceptions, we must recognize that our understanding of faith and truth is often clouded by the intricate interplay of culture and ideology. In the pursuit of truth, let us embrace logical inquiry while remaining open to faith's profound mysteries. The interplay between logic and spirituality should not be viewed as a dichotomy, but rather as a harmonious coexistence that enriches our understanding of both realms. The Bible itself contains myriad layers of meaning, illustrating the importance of context, both historical and cultural. As Solomon proclaimed in Proverbs 4:7, "Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding." Yet the pursuit of knowledge should not come at the expense of empathy. Our quest for understanding must be accompanied by humility, an acknowledgement that we are but players in an unfolding narrative that transcends our individual lives. This awareness inspires us to navigate the complexities of belief, with both confidence in our convictions and a willingness to embrace the unknown. As we delve deeper into the motifs of translation, history, and human nature, we encounter an invitation to reflect on our very perceptions. Perhaps, in shedding the shackles of preconceived notions, we might liberate ourselves to discern truths that transcend human constructs. In the spirit of introspection, let us challenge ourselves to engage with these truths, both in our study of Scripture and our observations of society. What biases do we harbor? How do these shape our interpretations and interactions? In holding a mirror to our souls, we may begin to transform not only our understanding of faith and logic, but also the very fabric of our communities. The realm of theological discourse beckons to us. Let us embrace the complexities that inform our beliefs, recognizing the vital roles played by logic, history, and human nature. May we approach this journey with courage, fostering dialogues that cultivate understanding, while remaining grounded in our shared humanity and spirituality. Together, let us strive to see not just with our minds, but with hearts attuned to the reverberations of truth. Footnote: it is crucial to acknowledge that the original authors of biblical texts wrote within a distinctly Hebrew cultural and historical context, which has often been diluted or lost in the myriad of English translations available today. Many translations tend to prioritize linguistic clarity or theological biases over the preservation of the rich, nuanced layers of meaning inherent in the Hebrew language. Concepts that resonated deeply within the original context, such as communal identity, land ownership, and covenant, may be oversimplified or misrepresented. This loss of context further complicates our understanding of Scripture, as it reflects not only the theological perspectives of translators, but also the cultural assumptions of their time, often leading modern readers to interpret these texts through a lens that lacks the depth and texture of the original intention.